The driver here is someone West Midlands police describe as really violent and who preyed on the vulnerable and took advantage of it. The footage shows him dangerously weaving in and out of traffic, but it's what he did beforehand that prompted the police pursuit. The thug stole a 78-year-old woman's bag in the street, but resulted in her breaking a hip after being dragged to the ground. Elsewhere, he broke into the home of another 78-year-old woman and cut her phone line so she couldn't call for help. There, he stole bank cards and cash. The driver also stabbed another woman several times in her hand as he tried to cut the strap off her handbag while she was walking down the street. He also tricked his way into the house of a vulnerable man who previously suffered a stroke by asking for a glass of water before stealing the man's bank cards. But the homeowner's son spotted the fuck leaving the house, recognised him as previously having done roofing work at the property, and was later able to identify him. A day later, he stole a Fiat 500, but police were able to trace it due to an in-car tracker. The driver pled guilty to 5 burglaries, 3 robberies, an attempted robbery, and aggravated vehicle taking. He was sentenced to 12 years in prison. Six gang members who ran one of Britain's largest drug rings have been jailed for smuggling £1.59 billion worth of cocaine in boxes of frozen chicken. The gang used a warehouse in Redditch to store the cocaine. They were part of a criminal network which imported 15 tons of high-purity cocaine from a Mexican cartel and distributed it around the UK. They worked for a kingpin, hiding the drugs in boxes of frozen chicken in what is thought to be the largest drugs operation in England and Wales. Deputy Chief Crown Prosecutor for CPS Yorkshire and Humberside said the money-minded criminals were able to sell an extortionate amount of drugs. The gang's operation initially unravelled when police raided a home in Leeds where they discovered blocks of cocaine with an estimated street value of £14 million, and crystal meth with an estimated street value of £4.95 million in a locked room. They also found other paraphernalia used to repackage the drugs, cash, bank cards, and passports. This is a moment a fugitive tries to hide in a hot tub after leading police officers on a death-defying 80-mile-per-hour chase the wrong way down a dual carriageway. He clambered into the jacuzzi as armed cops tracked him down to a family's back garden. Prior to that, he was one of 3 thugs who led officers on a high-speed chase after they left a man for dead in a savage assault. Police say the trio drove the wrong way round a roundabout. They then drove the wrong way at more than 80 miles per hour on a dual carriageway, forcing other vehicles to swerve to avoid collision. Several minutes later, the trio turned around on the carriageway and drove the other way. Next, police officers caught up with them in a residential area where the trio tried to escape capture. One of the thugs tried to flee through some gardens. And, as we've already said, he tried to dodge the police by hiding inside a hot tub. But that didn't work out, and soon the law caught up to him. 2 of the trio, including the hot tub thug, were convicted for attempted murder, while another was guilty of GBH with intent. They were sentenced to a combined 57 years. A criminal gang operating out of Blackburn, have been jailed for more than 40 years after concealing large amounts of cocaine in cheese. Lancashire Police raided a unit at the old fire station in Blackburn and found a £17.2 million haul of cocaine. The unit belonged to a dealer who had hidden the large amounts of cocaine inside blocks of Gouda cheese. Police found 217 kilos of cocaine, some hidden in the cheese and other blocks in black bin bags ready to be handed to couriers. Evidence shows that between September 2022 and May 2023, the dealer agreed to sell over 2,000 kilos of cocaine, which was worth over £70 million. The dealer and the courier were jailed for a combined total of 43.5 years.
This is the moment two thieves stole a £60,000 diamond ring in Sussex. Footage shows how they asked to see the 18-carat gold and diamond ring. They distracted the store owner and dashed to a getaway car. However, with the help of the public, police were able to trace two vehicles. This car was sighted driving at high speed on the M23 but was stopped, and another vehicle was halted in Surrey. One of the thieves admitted theft and driving while disqualified and was jailed for 2 years and 4 months. The other admitted to theft and was jailed for a year.
Dramatic police footage shows the moment officers raided the homes of an organised crime gang supplying crack cocaine and heroin. 200 officers from Cheshire Police, with support from Merseyside Police, raided 14 addresses across Runcorn, Widnes and Merseyside. Police say the defendants were identified following a number of inquiries, including telecoms analysis, CCTV and ANPR, during an investigation that took place from August 2021 until September 2022. 6 men and 2 women were arrested and charged with conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. 5 men and 1 woman were sentenced to over 20 years in total, while the remaining 2 received suspended sentences. Next up, we're in Chatham, Kent, where a Canny Police canine has followed the scent of something to a shower wall inside a bathroom. It must be brewing up some stink, as our pal here is getting very excited. And for good reason, because behind the wall is a secret chamber stuffed with cigarettes. This footage was shot during a series of raids in Chatham, from which police recovered 145,000 illegal cigarettes. Astonishing footage shows the moment police officers catch a major drugs gang in the middle of counting over £500,000 in cash. The 21-strong group used encrypted EncroChat phones to arrange the ordering of 100 kilograms of high-purity cocaine from Dubai. Over a 14-month period, the gang smuggled cocaine into the UK worth a staggering £165 million. In January 2022, 18 people were jailed for a combined total of 167 years for their part in the conspiracy. A Proceeds of Crime Act hearing has ordered some members of the gang to repay over £750,000 of their ill-gotten gains. A court heard the gang ran their drugs empire from a modest terraced house in Derbyshire. One gang member benefited by £1,078,992 £1,000,000.04, with an available amount of £377,423.81. The man, who lived in Nottingham before he was jailed for 10 years, rented 2 apartments at a cost of nearly £91,000 and shopped at Harvey Nichols and flannels. A court heard he also rented 46 luxury cars at a cost of nearly £250,000. A separate hearing found another gang member who benefited by approximately £160,000, with an available amount of around £140,000. He and his younger brother were taxi drivers who couriered cash and Class A drugs across the country. One was jailed for 7 years and 9 months for his links to the drugs empire. The other earned over £250,000, with an available amount determined at around £169,000. He is currently serving a prison term of 4 years and 9 months for a money laundering offence. A court heard the gang had 2 offices in Luton and Derby, where millions of pounds flow through from their cocaine sales. In a 6-week period, they raked in around £18.6 million, the equivalent of around £400,000 every day. And that is that. If you're watching us in Freeview, stay tuned for more authentic UK television, curated from the hearts of British communities by journalists living in them. If you're watching anywhere else, please like, share us around and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And why not visit our website shotstv.com for all our video on demand content, and sign up to our newsletter to be notified of our latest and greatest videos. Thanks for watching.